Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new show of SG Travel Log and Auto Review. Today I'm sharing with you a video in which I have put all my experiences from the trip to Namibia. The landscape which we experienced during this journey was pretty diverse. As you can see, we started with a green forest, then we went into the national reserve where you could see wildlife. From there we went into the Rocky Mountains where we truly experienced the 4x4 capability of this vehicle, and after that we went into the sand dunes where we could even see more of its off-road capabilities. The Landrover Discovery that we were driving is a 269 bhp 4-cylinder 16-valve turbocharged engine. It was delivering a 400 newton meters of torque. The acceleration from 0 to 100 was within 7 seconds. Few unique features like the hill descent control, gradient release control, and all-round parking sensors, blind spot detectors. So these made it very unique, and these were very useful for us during the 4x4 and off-roading trips that we were doing. We started from Windhoek to Erindi Game Reserve. It was a 180 kilometers drive over the normal highway. As soon as we arrived, we were taken to the pickup point, and the Land Rover Discoveries were waiting for us to start our journey with. The first look of this was totally amazing, and we started our journey from Windhoek towards the north. Initially, the roads were pretty nice. It was a green, lush view that we had, and it was a pretty smooth drive. Once we leave the main roads, we enter into the gravels. Now we enter the Erindi Game Reserve. The game reserves in Namibia are pretty unique in which they have fences to protect the animals. At the same time, the area of these game reserves are so vast that the animals can roam around freely just like they are in the wild. Even though the game reserve is responsible for these animals, they are not responsible to feed them because it's a natural habitat and they have to catch their prey for the food. In this game reserve, we could see a variety of animals, starting from elephants to giraffes to lions and tigers and cheetahs. On the second day, we leave early in the morning from Erindi Game Reserve and we head towards the Etosha National Park, one of the largest national parks in Namibia. Heading out of Etosha National Park was a lot of off-road driving. All the roads which are in Namibia, except for the national highways, are mostly gravel roads. You will need a car like Landrover to conquer. You can see the amount of dust and the condition of the car by the end of the day. Every day we had to clean this car. We start off with day 3, in which again we go through some of the national parks again to see new animals. Four is when the actual off-roading starts. We started with some basic off-roading, but as the days pass by, we're going to have much more difficult off-roading trails. During this whole trip, Landrover had multiple instructors who were telling us what are the settings that have to be done on the car and what's the level of suspension that has to be maintained across different routes. This was really helpful as well as important for us to go through all these terrains. And I feel that going in a convoy was very much useful because if there was an issue with one of the car, like a puncture or if there was an engine breakdown, we always had somebody to help us. And then since the large Landrover team was always available with us, we didn't have any issues during this trip. We are in day 5, and then day 5 is, as I said, is a bit more difficult off-roading. We had a lot of rocky ranges through which we had to drive the car. I cannot even imagine driving my regular car through these roads, but driving a Land Rover makes a difference. You can easily drive through these terrains and then you don't even feel a difference while you're driving a Land Rover. And here our day 5 comes to an end, and day 6 was one of the epic days where we had extreme off-roading. We got to experience a very unique feature of Land Rover, which is called as a rock crawling. In this feature, basically once you put the car in rock crawling mode, you can just ascend or descend on a rock and it just smoothly maneuvers over them. Just have to maintain the control on your steering and the accelerator. Rest of the things are taken care by the car. Here we are on the last day of the journey, which is from Swakopmund to the Windhoek, and today is one of the important days wherein we would experience the sand dunes and the next feature which is available in the car, which is a sand mode. In sand mode, essentially Land Rover avoids a lot of wheel spin, because of which you don't get stuck into the sand and then you can easily maneuver over these sands. There are a very few 4x4 cars which can handle these kind of sand dunes, and I can guarantee you that Land Rover is one of the best cars to handle this situation. We had a few hiccups, but I think that's part of the driver. Here we come to the end of our journey, where the desert meets sea. The view from this place is so astonishing. It's difficult to find any other place across the world where you can see the desert and just immediately after the desert you can see the sea. So this was my journey from Singapore to Namibia, across the Namibian deserts and the landscapes, and then back to Singapore. If you guys are interested in this tour, Land Rover organizes this tour as a part of their Land Rover Experience program. The link for the Land Rover Experience program is down on the comment box. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please help to share and subscribe.